Well, well, if it isn't the King's thug himself. Figured it was only a matter of time before you showed up. Sorry about the mess downstairs. Think of me as a great big mystery, one you're never going to solve. Oh, you must think you're so clever. Well, how's this for clever? I've taken control of towers all over the city. As long as they're active, your Batwing's useless. And it looks like it's gonna stay that way. I mean, this one's practically begging to be taken offline, and you still can't hack it. Pun intended, of course. Black Mask's not going to like this. Wouldn't you like to know? Well, look who just showed up. Have you really decided to try and take me on? Get to it, then. I'm looking forward to watching you fail. Giving up so soon? Not that I blame you. This sort of thing really isn't your strong suit. Not so easy when you've got to use your brains instead of your fists. Typical. I mean, why apply cognitive resources to a problem when you can just throw crap at it? You know, if you'd asked nicely, I'd have opened it for you. Congratulations are in order. Maybe you're not as stupid as I've been led to believe. Direct, I like it. So, I'll tell you. Gotham's sullied. It's filled with brutes who control this city through violence and intimidation. Because you didn't let me finish! I want to get rid of them, Batman, to improve Gotham's intellectual and moral standing. But I'm not a thug like you. My approach is a bit more refined. Your response is as predictable as it is banal. Goodbye. Ready for round 3, then? Let's see what you can do. Oh, right. There are also some things we should discuss, but we can attend to them when you're finished. Assuming you can finish. I guess that's one way to solve a problem. You do realize there are other ways to overcome obstacles beyond smashing them. Who needs doors anyway? Interesting. Watching you figure that one out was a real treat. I'll make sure the next one is even more provocative. Oh, but it is. And one you're more than welcome to stop playing. Now you need to stop interfering with my work. Tackling these towers is one thing, but my handlers, my data, my network relays, those aren't meant for you, so back off! I think you've made the right decision. Recognizing when you've been beaten is the first step on the road to self-improvement. Hello again. I'm afraid you'll find I've stepped things up considerably, which means I think our time together is drawing to a close. It's been fun, Batman, but all good things must come to an end. Careful now. That's public property you're destroying. Crawling around in vents like a common rat. How expected. I bet steering that thing requires a whole lot of concentration. Oops! Sorry about that! Oh, that poor door. You really should apologize. But how did you... I was sure you'd fail. No one is this lucky. Stop what? Cleaning up the streets? Ensuring the GCPD actually does its job? Removing corruption from the system? Was it one of those in particular you took issue with, or all of them? So, it gets the job done. And certainly kinder than the beatings you're so fond of doling out. Think on that. Well, this is definitely the last time we'll be speaking. And frankly, I'm glad. Your self-righteous posturing is getting on my nerves. Oh, you're tenacious, I'll give you that. But you're still no match for my vastly superior intellect, as you'll soon discover. Keep it up, Batman, and you're going to be very, very sorry.
Brains always triumph over brawn, my friend. Always. And here I thought I'd finally met my intellectual equal. So much for that.
You're quickly approaching the point of no return. I turn back if I were you. You're cheating, aren't you? You're getting help from someone. Who's smart enough to outsmart me? Says the man who seems to have mistaken Christmas Eve for Halloween. In case you haven't noticed, I've got the entire city under surveillance, feeding me all of its dirty little secrets. And I did it all on your watch, oh great guardian of Gotham. So, what do you have to say to that? Spoken like a true Neanderthal. Well, you can certainly try. Slinking away, are you? I guess in the end you just didn't measure up, did you? But when the bar's been set so high, who can? It's over, Batman. I put everything I got into the Throw yourself at it for a while if you must, but you're not cracking it. Not a chance. I thought you had a city to save. So what are you doing wasting time with me? All right, we've had our fun. But this endeavor's grown tiresome. All right, you've made your point. So why don't we just agree to disagree and go our separate ways? What's wrong with you? It's not like I'm backing the bad guys here. Well, not usually. You got how many assassins running around out there, and you're lecturing me on selling personal information? Way to prioritize. You're going after Gotham Optics next? Or maybe some telemarketers? And people do get hurt because of you. So I assume you'll be handing yourself over to the police now? That's what I thought. Just as I suspected. Mine is the superior intellect. No hard feelings, I hope. Stay away from the tower, Batman. I've got work to do. And now you're just getting in my way. I'm upping the stakes, Batman, just like I promised. Tread carefully. Oh, boy. You sure showed that great who's in charge. How pedestrian. Try and put some effort into it at least. Another day, another door. They're just no match for you. You must be feeling pretty good about yourself, Batman. I mean, you took down all the towers, which means you foiled my plan. Except, oh wait, I already have all the data I need. And as soon as I'm done uploading it, so will everyone in Gotham. True, there is. Just not very much. It was a valiant attempt, though. You get an A for effort, but an F for impact.
I'm right here. Well, figuratively speaking anyway. Disappointed I didn't choose to meet up in person? Think of me as an information broker. I've got data handlers everywhere, feeding me all kinds of interesting stuff. Oh, yes. See, bullet wounds and broken bones will eventually heal, but incriminating photos, videos, emails, that kind of damage can never be repaired. Tomorrow morning, when I release everything I've got, the city's going to collapse. Resignations, arrests, deaths. It'll be chaos in the streets, Batman, and there's not a thing you can do to stop me.
I figured you'd try and get all caveman on my equipment. It's password protected, I'm afraid, with 10,000 volts of electricity. You've lost, Batman. Might as well head home and get some rest. With everyone's deepest, darkest secrets about to go on public display, I've got a feeling tomorrow's going to be a very busy day for you.
Well, look at that. You figured it out. I'm impressed. Annoyed, too. But your achievement signals a level of intellect rarely seen in Gotham. It seems you're quite the riddle. Now, don't get too comfortable. You see, I learned something else tonight. The nastiest, dirtiest little secret you can imagine. It puts the rest of my collection to shame. But I'm going to wait to release it, if only because it means I get to watch you squirm as you wonder what on earth it is. I'll be in touch soon.
What are you doing back here, Taking a break from tearing up the city? Well, you're wasting your time. This tower's given up all its secrets. At least the ones your limited cognitive capacity allows you to process. You're aware you've no reason to be here, right? Fly away, little bat.
Hear me, Batman? I know you can. Yes, it is I, Edward Nigma, the Riddler, and more importantly, your intellectual superior. My genius has allowed me to easily hack into your primitive communications. My goal is simple. You complete a series of amusingly taxing challenges and, well, you'll see. Ready for your first one? Good. But be careful. Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait. You know, portrait, painting, picture on the wall, in a frame. A painting of something sharp. Warden, sharp. That old guy who runs the place? In a painting? On the wall? So you did it. Well done. I would have expected a child to work that one out, let alone the world's greatest detective. Riddle me this. No challenge is too great for me. I am Edward Nigma, the world's greatest detective. There's no shame in cheating, if you admit you cannot solve my challenges. Fiddle diddle diddle, answer my riddle. Does your head hurt, Batman? Understandable. You're no match for me. Do you need my help, Batman? Do you give up? It's the Enigma Show! Don't get too full of yourself, Dark Knight. It only gets harder from here. You are performing just below my predicted expectations. At this rate, you'll never beat me. I'd have solved all the puzzles by now. So, you have given in and taken my map. I hope it proves useful. That one could have been solved by a monkey. But good job, nevertheless. Of course you found that one easy. You were supposed to. So, the great detective has solved a mere 10% of my challenges. Are you ready to give up yet? That was one of the easy ones. A challenge completed. Can you do more? Easy, isn't it? Well, we'll see. We'll see. So what was it that gave it away? The big green glowing question mark? Can you hear that, detective? It's the sound of me clapping at your success. Oh, you can't? That's because an idiot would have found that trophy. Easy. A blind man would have stumbled over that one. Bah, another one of the easy ones. Don't feel too proud, Batman. A map will always help those who are stuck. Oh, you found that one. Sorry, it wasn't much of a challenge. I was running out of time. Another one? Can it be? No, there's no way. You can't find them all. It's impossible. I pity you trying to defeat my challenges. That trophy was a test. Well done. You passed the elementary grade. Ha! The only way I could have made that one easier to find is if I strapped it to the hood of that ludicrously ostentatious vehicle of yours. What do you call someone who has failed to solve 3/4 of my riddles? A Batman? You are earning my respect, Dark Knight Detective. I'll let you help me find my socks if you keep this up. Thank the Lord! I thought you'd have found that one hours ago. At last. I thought you'd never find it. I'm losing patience. You're cheating. You must be. You're beginning to impress me, Batman. You may still reach a level just below my genius one day. You do know how to read a map, don't you, detective? So, you found it at last. What have you been doing with your time? I thought I made them easy to find. I guess not. What do you call the detective who is only halfway to the end? Loser? There is no way you were doing this alone. Who's helping you? What? You found that one too? Preposterous. I'm impressed. That was one of the more taxing ones. I don't believe it. How did you work that one out? My map will help you, Batman. That one was hidden so well it was almost invisible. What? You found 75% of my challenges? This can't be right. Oh, you are definitely cheating. How are you doing this? How did you find that one? What? You're nearly done. Are you cheating? Looking them up on the internet? Tell me. That one was impossible to solve. How did you do it? I'm losing patience. You're cheating. You must be. What? You destroyed them all, but that's impossible. What? You did it? You must have cheated. There is no way you could have beaten me. Well, you asked for it, Batman. My final challenge for the whole of Gotham is just seconds away. What? Sirens. The police. You cheated, Batman. You couldn't have outsmarted me. Police, open up! No. They should open the door, now! Now! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! No! Tell me, how did you work out where I was? Do you hear me? Edward Nigma,
One would have to be severely paranoid to read threats into harmless riddles, Dr. Young. May I test you with one? What is it that walks on 4 legs, then 2 legs, and finally 3 legs? Good try. But the answer to all 3 is a baby. True, it crawls on all 4s, but cut off its legs and it can only wiggle on 2 limbs. Give it a crutch, it can hobble around on 3. You see? Easily, Doctor. It's not my baby. Miserable. Next. Very well. My father hated me. Always called me a moron. I was determined to prove him wrong, so I entered a contest at school. A $20 prize to the kid who could figure out an almost impossible logic problem. I won, of course. Hardly. He was convinced I had cheated. He kept yelling, "You must have cheated! Admit it, you moron! You cheated!" I swore I didn't, and he hit me for lying. He was right. Hello, Miss Young. You look tired. Anything you need my help with? Forgive my arrogance, Doctor, but if you think I need your help, well, you're in the right place. And if the citizens of Gotham were smarter, my games would be merely an amusing diversion. You really should be thanking me. Weeding out the ignorant, the stupid, the useless. But don't worry, I'm sure you would survive. What a lovely photo on your desk, Doctor. Your family? Mother, perhaps. Hardly an obsession, Miss Young. I simply feel an obligation to expose him. More important, I know what he is. It's obvious. The mask, the weapons, the scare tactics. He's a criminal. No different than Joker, Two-Face, or myself. People are idiots. They can't see Batman for the villain he is. Riddle me this. How did he get his car and his gadgets? With money stolen from the criminals he defeats. Why does Gordon turn a blind eye to his antics? Batman bribes him. The answers are right in front of your stupid, gawking face. Wake up, Gotham! No sane, law-abiding man does those things. No one's that selfless. Batman is as vile as they come. Good morning, Doctor. How are you today? I'm always in rare spirits when I'm about to be released. First thing I'll do is have dinner at that Italian place on 19th Street. I only hope Joker hasn't completely trashed the city. Oh well, I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. And yet, one hears things. Oh, something about a surprise party for Batman. I forget the rest. You know Joker. Yak. Forget Doctor. I'm the one who asks the riddles.
Oh no! Where have they gone? Could it be that while you were out doing what you do, I, the Riddler, snuck in and took all those poor, stupid fools? Questions, Dark Knight. It's not you who needs answers here, it's me. You answer my riddles and I tell you where they are. You answer my riddles and they don't die. So, shall we begin? I'm an instrument whose music always comes from the heart. What am I? Oh, I can't believe I've beaten you so soon. Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm an instrument? I've got something to do with the heart? Oh, for the love... I'm a thing that pumps blood. I'm an instrument that sounds like that thing. And at the back of the room, I'm covered in pipes. Like a door, I have keys. Well done. See, you can do it. Solve enough of my carefully constructed conundrums, and I'll tell you where the rest of my hostages are. The first is in the courtroom. I suggest you hurry. He may have been sentenced already. Don't get too comfortable, Dark Knight. All through Arkham City, deep undercover, are people working to ensure that I am informed of what the other so-called super criminals are planning. Right now, one of them is arranging a little welcoming committee for you outside.
Hello, Dark Knight. Did you find that easy? You were supposed to. That was merely a taste of what is to come. You will regret trying to outsmart me. You will solve my riddles, and you will collect my trophies. You may not want to, but you must. It's a matter of life and death. At last. I suppose I should fulfill my side of the agreement. A riddle for a bat. Can you solve it? Riddle me this. If you know me, you'll want to share me. But if you share me, I'll be gone. What am I? Wrong, I'm afraid, Dark Knight. I suppose it was your first attempt. I shouldn't really be surprised, should I? Continue to prove your stupidity at your own pace. For now. Seriously, this was the easy one. How are you going to save them if you can't even figure out the most trivial of conundrums? I can't believe you were still unable to complete the simplest of puzzles.
I had a lobotomized monkey attempt to solve that one. He passed, and is now solving crimes in Gotham City. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Wrong again. Well done, Dark Knight. You did it. Like a child learning to walk for the first time, I feel I should reward this miracle and give you the location of the poor, soon-to-be-dead doctor who is desperately crying out for help.
So you decided to finally show up, did you? Don't be stupid, Dark Knight. They wouldn't find themselves in the predicament they are currently in if they had tried to think just a few steps ahead now, would they? Now, if you solve the room ahead and 4 other equally challenging ones, you save them. If you don't, then they die. And we'll see if society crumbles at their passing. No, that would imply either mental illness or derangement. I suffer from neither. Oh, and yes, I can see you, Batman, and I look forward to watching you fail. Are you so stupid that you cannot even open a simple door? What chance have you got with what else I have planned? Well done, Dark Knight. You figured out how to open a door. Is that really you, Batman? Has someone switched places with you? Answer a question for me. Shall I get someone to switch places with you?
Well, well. So the shaved monkey has failed. How utterly, utterly expected.
Come now, Dark Knight. How can a mere door thwart your attempts to rescue that pathetic individual? Do I need to provide you with a key? How about a cheat code?
What's wrong? Has your primitive brain given up and accepted that I, the Riddler, am better than you? This is hardly a surprise. I always knew I was better than you.
Oh, very good, Batman. I see you have begun to understand this room. Bathe in the glory of your primitive conquest. It will be your last. There's no shame in cheating. If you admit you cannot solve my challenges. I hope you don't think that all of my puzzles will be that simple. It's the Enigma show. Don't feel too pleased with yourself, Dark Knight. That room was one of the easy ones.
Too soon, Dark Knight. The missing ingredient to finding hostages is secrets, and you don't have enough. So you actually completed enough of my challenges. Was it hard? I hope so, because it is time for a reward. And what's more rewarding than a riddle? Riddle me this. The more there is, the less you see. What could I be? Fail! Not so easy now, is it? I think it's time to introduce a little penalty to help you comprehend your ignorance. What shall it be? Oh, yes. I've frozen you out, Dark Knight. Frustrating, isn't it? Take some time to wrap your feeble mind around where you went wrong and try again. What do you call a grown man who's been locked out of the Enigma machine because he can't even solve a simple riddle? 30 seconds, Dark Knight. 30 long, boring seconds to think about how feeble your so-called detective mind is. Did you really get that one wrong? That one? So the world's greatest detective can't solve the world's simplest riddle. I shouldn't be surprised. Again? Do you need help? Take a little time to find some. Amazing! You actually solved my riddle. I suppose a reward is due. I'm running a little game of chance that you may be interested in playing. Here's your invitation.
Roll up, roll up. It's time for my latest game. All you need to do is keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes open, Dark Knight. Exciting, isn't it? Take your pick, Batman. What's wrong? Too difficult? Is my machine too fast for you, Batman? Oh, come on, Dark Knight. Take your pick. It's not like anyone's life is depending on it. Shall we see if you were right? And the winner is me!
You picked wrong, Dark Knight.
What? No. How did you do that?
Riddle me this. I have a head, a tail, but never any legs. Do you know what I am?
There's no way you could have solved that one, Batman. Even I couldn't. You must have cheated. Consider this a warning. From here on in, it gets harder.
Well done, Dark Knight. Well done. You have completed enough of my challenges, so now all you have to do is solve my riddle and save the day. Can you do it? Oh, please. I could have answered that one when I was 6 years old. I believe I credited you with more intelligence than I should have. Let's give your brain a rest. It needs it. Well, I guess we both know what we'll be thinking about for the next 30 seconds. 3 solved? It seems I underestimated your abilities. But before you start to feel superior, you should try and rescue my next hostage. Bring a towel.
I've done it. This is one puzzle you cannot solve. I've studied your techniques, reviewed your childish gadgets, and there is nothing in your arsenal that can help you defeat this room. The hostage will die, and I will be victorious. What? How did you... Where did you... This is cheating. Do you hear me? Cheating! Is it all getting to you? Is the pressure too great? Then give up, and admit I have beaten you.
I would claim to be surprised at this attempt to retrieve the location before collecting enough secrets. But I am not. It was entirely predictable.
What starts with a tick and ends with a shock? 3, 2, 1. And the Dark Knight Detective fails to complete my challenge.
That's cheating, though I am hardly surprised. I knew this was too difficult for you to complete.
This is not going to be easy, Dark Knight. What number comes after 3 when the night falls? The answer is 2. What happened, Dark Knight? Did you actually outthink my puzzle?
You actually managed to complete enough challenges, Dark Knight. If you think you can hear me clapping, then you are obviously suffering from some sort of delusion, for I am doing no such thing. Solve my riddle and find the hostage. Riddle me this. I'll be right under your feet in the midday sun. You cannot lose me, no matter how you run. What am I? Seriously? Do you need me to tell you what to do? Well, I will. In 30 seconds. Give up? No, really. Give up. You cannot solve this. That is becoming increasingly obvious. Locked out again, Batman? Oh, sorry. Yes, you failed. Again. No, this is not happening. Did you cheat? Of course you did. It's the only way. Well, it ends now. Here's the next location. You won't be able to cheat your way past this problem.
Did you think I hadn't thought of that, Batman? Of course I had. I know every move you plan to make before your primitive synapses have even considered it.
What do you call a bat that thinks he can take something for a cat? No, Dark Knight. Those aren't for you. Haven't I given you enough problems to deal with? Leave that alone. It's not for you.
What kept you? Did you get lost? Were you scared? Did I finally get to you? Have you accepted that I am the winner here? Have I ground you down? Have I made my point? No. Well, this next room will. That, I guarantee. What's wrong? Scared? Confused? About to die under a rotating mass of steel and sparks? Or is it all 3? What is it? Unsure what to do next? May I suggest lying down on the floor and allowing the roller to do its thing?
Riddle me this. What lies on the ground is full of holes and gives off a slight burning smell? Question. What do you call someone who prevented a guard from turning into minced meat? Answer. Not you, Batman.
As you look upon my work, your primitive brain must be struggling to comprehend how I have managed all this. It was easy. I cannot begin to fathom the level at which your primitive brain functions. Allow me to give you some help. Give up and die. Now.
Riddle me this. Hit me hard and I will crack. But you'll never stop me from staring back. What am I?
How did you do it? Did you cheat? Of course you did. How could I expect anything more from someone like you?
How did you do that? Who helped you? Tell me. Actually, it doesn't matter. Come and save the final guard. I'll be as shocked if you don't come and save her as she'll be if you do.
What's good for me and potentially fatal for you, Dark Knight? Don't bother taxing your tiny mind, for the answer is obviously my final puzzle. Will you save the ignorant guard? I'll be shocked if you do. As you can see, Dark Knight, that ignorant guard is currently experiencing the shocking sensation of her own mortality. Can you help her without experiencing yours? Can you rise to the occasion and solve this problem? Or will you be left crushingly disappointed? Oh, this is working out better than even I could have predicted. You are lost, confused, and beaten by the Riddler. Oh, come now. Surely the great Bat can progress without cheating and looking for answers online. What's keeping you? Fear or stupidity? So, you wrapped your brain around that last puzzle and squeezed out a predictable solution. How will you attempt to solve this next riddle? Riddle me this. How can you possibly expect to save that poor guard when it is quite clear that you cannot outthink the simplest of challenges? How long should I wait before telling you the answer? How many bats does it take to solve my challenge? Obviously more than one. This challenge was designed by me to defeat you. I do believe it's working. What do you call a bat with 100,000 volts of electricity running through him? I am shocked at your inability to progress, Dark Knight. A rat could beat this room with only a piece of cheese as motivation. Do you need to call a friend? Why bother? I'm sure you don't have it. A brute force approach to a simple conundrum, Dark Knight. How predictable. You weren't supposed to do that. That room was impossible. How did you... Oh, this isn't over, Dark Knight. You may have defeated me tonight, but I'll be back. Right. Listen to me carefully. I still have more of those guards, so I'll just need a couple of days and I will make a puzzle so taxing that you will never solve it. I will. You'll see.
That's right, Worms. Keep walking. You remember how to walk, don't you? Come now, Mr. Cash. In order to hurt me, you would have to break free from the predicament you currently find yourself in, and attack me in such a way that does not cause me to press this remote detonator, distributing your primitive DNA all over the walls. You'll try, I'll give you that. But I doubt you will succeed without blowing yourself up. Oh, and I'm sure I mentioned the remote detonator I have here. One press, Cash, and you ignorant buffoons will be all over the walls. Good. Let's see if you still feel the same tomorrow.
Think you outsmarted me, did you? Well, you didn't. I'll build another puzzle, Batman, and you will die in it. Oh, this is not over. No, that's not good enough. Think harder, Edward. You can do this. Let's see. How to beat the Bat. I just need to think of a better, tougher plan. The others weren't good enough. He solved them too quickly. I need something that will take up his time. Let's see. How about I place these poor, deluded fools underwater, see how long they can hold their breaths while Batman tries to solve a mathematical conundrum. I could fill the tank with red herring. All I need is one perfect puzzle. Just one. And he will be doomed. How do I make it impossible for him to beat? There's no way that he can outsmart me. He's an idiot. A deluded fool in a fancy dress outfit. He only beat the other puzzles by luck. Or he cheated. Or both. Cogs? No, he'll work that out. I could steal that shark from Penguin. There's no way he could get past a shark. Could he? No, it's gotta be better than that. Too many variables. What if he has some kind of shark contingency? He'll get past it. Lasers? Yes. Lasers. Or dogs? Dogs with lasers. What are you doing? You'll pay for this. Get out of my way. What are you doing? You're in my way. This isn't over. I'll find a way to get out of this. I swear. You haven't won here, Dark Knight. I'll get out of this thing, and I'll humiliate you, too. Gotham will pay, I swear. I will make all you kneel before me, and it will be your fault, Batman. Don't think for one moment you have won. Gotham will kneel before the Riddler,
and beg me for mercy. This isn't a... What are you doing? You're in my way. These insects don't deserve to be saved, and they won't be. I'll find a way to have my revenge.
There are plenty more fools where that one came from. You fools are performing at a level significantly below what I had expected. I do not pay you to get nervous. I pay you to provide a small distraction to a man who, though no challenge to me, is so far beyond what you cretins can understand, and is very likely to break a large number of bones in your body. Oh, this is very exciting. Who will win? Well, obviously that will be me. So, who will lose first? You or the rats running that maze like their lives depend on it? Let's see how you microscopically brained automatons perform. I am not expecting great things. This room contains the cream of what is available in this godforsaken cesspit of a prison. You ignorant buffoons should consider yourselves nearly as intelligent as a retarded monkey. You are all insects compared with I, the Riddler. Don't let that upset you, though. You were the best I could find. Even I expected more than this. Not much more, granted. But still, more intellectual prowess than you are currently showing. So, there are 3 of you left now. Disappointing, but completely predictable. Oh, boo-hoo! Are you scared? Please don't think that you have enough lives left to survive this room. You don't. This is a test to determine the smartest cretin in the room. Whoever outsmarts the Batman will move to the top of the class. Listen carefully, cretins. I realize this is hard to believe, but there seems to be a foolish young man dressed up like a bird in there with you. Crush him. Are you all seriously telling me that you can't even catch her? What's wrong with you? This is really not good enough, cretins. Do not let him scare you. He uses a simple collection of theatrical tricks and pantomime effects to strike terror into your tiny lizard brain. So that's 2 of you down. I must confess, even my overly optimistic prediction expected you to last a little longer than this. First man down. Interesting. If I was a betting man, which of course I am not, I would wager that he is picking you off one by one in order to gain a tactical advantage, using both fear and the unpredictable nature of his attacks. Are you feeling the pressure? Really? No one will miss him. All you've done is tell me you're here. Please don't think that was some sort of victory over me. It wasn't. Only one of you left. You are even more stupid than I estimated. You cretinous fool. Do you really think you can win all on your own? So, you are the best. How unfortunate for me to have to rely on you to get this done. Thankfully, you still have me to guide you. Without my help, I fear you would already have lost. Listen. She is nothing but a cheap cat burglar who trades on good looks and luck. You are supposed to be the best the criminal underworld has to offer. This should be easy. I doubt you'll survive for long, Batman. A simple mistake will be all it takes. That's one down to you, Batman. Enjoy the feeling. I expect it will be the last. Oh, come on, Batman. Leaving these 2 to walk around is actually cruel. If you don't put them out of their misery, I will. Oh, Dark Knight, please don't feel any sense of pride in that move. It has merely proven to me that these fools deserve any pain you inflict upon them. Did you enjoy that, Batman?
Man down!
Savor it.
Man down!
The next thing you taste will be defeat.
There are 5 of you in there. 5 barely functioning, cerebrally challenged monkeys, staggering around in the dark. So, it's just you 4 left now. Do you plan to disappoint me, or is there even the slightest chance that you can drag yourself above the admittedly low standards of your peers and actually stop him? You are all experiencing fear, an emotion experienced in anticipation of some specific pain or danger. This is perfectly understandable.
This is not what I expected, even from you. Please don't think that was some sort of victory over me. It wasn't. I think it's becoming clear to us all that you will die down there. I can't begin to explain how disappointed I am in you.
The sensation you are experiencing is easily overcome using advanced mental calming techniques. Unfortunately, you are all far too stupid to perform them.
This room will destroy you, Batman. I, Edward Nigma, have constructed a cerebral puzzle of such ingenuity that I fear you will die here. Still, don't cry. No one will miss you.
So, I finally found you. Yes, you. The brains behind the brawn. I've infected every corner of this so-called reality. But I doubt you're smart enough to find a trace of me. Care to pit your meager wits against my mastermind one last time? Did you think you found me? I'm buried beneath so many layers of encryption that the result resembles a magnificent tiramisu of protection. Even if you do puncture my defenses by matching two pictures on this board, I'll just send you away with some junk data I found lying around the place. When I programmed that one to hide on the other side of the world, I had something less possible in mind. What? You can open drawers in this one? Nobody told me. Careful. You can't afford to burn through brain cells so quickly. At this rate, the only tasks left to you will be using cutlery and reading young adult dystopian fiction. You know, if those things actually came back when you threw them, you wouldn't need an infinite supply. I know. There weren't many places to hide that one. Is now really an appropriate time to be searching for trinkets? Have some respect. You think you've won. Imagine how strange I've made you look to anyone watching. I'm not allowed in the Icard Lounge. Cobblepot says anorak wankers are barred. Like all my rejections, I wear it with pride. Honestly, I hoped you'd faint from terror the moment you looked down. Not that I did. If my calculations are correct, Nemesis, your brow should be furrowing so hard by now that a brain aneurysm is all but inevitable. When I said I'd defeat you with ingenious scavenger hunts, they thought me mad. Mad! It was you, wasn't it? Behind every humiliation, the author of every defeat. I suppose you thought your precious fourth wall would protect you. Well, there's only one wall here, and I'm safely ensconced behind it. How many dummies does it take to solve a riddle? 2, apparently. Try all you like. You'll never reach me, because I know your weakness. You are easily distracted by trivial rewards. Look at you, holding a clipboard, like some kind of non-idiot. Perhaps making the hidden objects bright green was a strategic miscalculation on my part. Oh, it's you, my nemesis. Here, Nemesis, here's a shiny bauble to distract you. Oh, great, you found that one, did you? Don't you have a sidekick to save? Damn that infuriating grapple device. It was supposed to be tantalizingly out of reach. At least poor Robin won't live long enough for the leg to trouble him. Oh, I'm sorry. Spoilers! Still trying to breach my impenetrable digital fortress? Oh, it's adorable. Ah, you got that one, did you? I was particularly proud of the way the mechanism... stop it! Still trying to breach my impenetrable digital fortress? Oh, it's adorable. These idiots lock up a ventriloquist's dummy and they have the gall to call me crazy? Come now. How many table scraps must I fling into your content-hungry maw before you leave me be? Convention obliges me to reward high scores. It does not, however, oblige me to congratulate you. 7 pairs found. That's really rather more than I thought. Well done. Yes, well done. That was an easy one, designed to lull you into a false sense of security. Consider yourself lulled. 8 pairs. I'm starting to realize the line between distracting you with rewards and incentivizing my own defeat was a subtle one. You'll never get this one. Just accept... Oh, for the love of... I can't prove you're cheating, Nemesis, but ask yourself, did I really don that ridiculous headgear just to look up the answers? Honestly, what was that clown's appeal? Humor? None of his jokes could possibly match mine, once I've explained them to you. Statistically, you are more likely to match pairs as the game continues. I hadn't actually considered that. My hope was you'd attempt to lean over the railing and fall to your death. Alas. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Do you think this is some kind of... Never mind. A password. I should have just used a password. A grid of pictures. What was I thinking? Why did I pick the wheel? Even Stone Age Man figured that one out. Do things feel a bit inevitable in here? Or is it just me? Oh, good. You found that one. I'm thrilled. Nemesis, let's strike a deal. You cede this silly little reality to me, and in return, I won't use my devastating secret weapon, which I assure you I most certainly do have. No! This isn't right! This is my domain! Do you hear me? My domain! You can't... This isn't fair! It's not right! It was supposed to be different. Now I know the truth.
Rest assured, you two, that I programmed these beauties with a full suite of street fighting subroutines. Riddler bots, attack! These aren't true artificial intelligences, of course, but then you two aren't true intelligences either. Now calm down, detective. They don't actually feel pain. What a pair you make. Together, you're just competent enough to survive. Enjoy it while it lasts, Dark Knight. I have more in store for you than hitting things. No doubt you enjoyed that, detective. It's the most fun you'll have all night. You see, Dark Knight, this feisty felonious feline has been fitted with a shiny new collar. With each challenge you complete, you'll get one little key. Collect every key and the kitty goes free. Remove it too soon and the kitty goes boom! Well, don't just stand there, Dark Knight. Take that rocket-fueled roadster of yours and make your way to the Cauldron Train Yard. My first test is waiting. Patience, Catwoman, patience. I am as excited to reveal what is behind that door as you are to open it. But all in good time. Riddle me this. When does a door lead nowhere at all? When you try to open it too soon. Yard, Batman. Come to the train yard. Beneath those rusty tracks awaits an arena in which our minds will clash. I appreciate you're busy, Batman, what with all the other criminal masterminds on the loose. But I assure you, my scheme is by far the most intellectually engaging. So get thee to the train yard. Oh, detective, there's still a trial left for you to complete. If it helps, Dark Knight, think of yourself as Hercules, and these as your labors. Except, of course, they are labors of the mind, much unlike that dullard demigod's tedious tests of strength.
No, Batman. I will not share your attentions like some resigned, neglected spouse. Clear the room. Clear.
Ah, detective, you arrived. I thought Catwoman's little predicament might encourage your participation. I realized, you see, that the kind of image-obsessed narcissist who places bat symbols on his hubcaps would never willingly submit himself to the kind of humiliation I have in store. Yet, here you are, detective. The humiliation is waiting below. Well then, detective, it begins. You are staring, with stupefied incomprehension, at a mechanism I have calibrated to respond to an extremely precise radar pulse. In a moment, I will give you the decrypted code, Dark Knight. Oh, but first, I think we should run through the ground rules for tonight's festivities. Rule the first. You will address me at all times as Riddler, the Riddler, or Mr. Nigma, sir. Otherwise, detective, I expect your patented brand of churlish silence.
Rule the second. All gauntlets, cowl-integrated microphones, and other communications devices, bat-themed or otherwise, are to be switched off prior to the start of the test. Should you be caught using any of these, you will be expelled from the course. Rule the third. The use of purpose-built riddle-solving equipment is strictly prohibited. I am familiar with the contents of your utility belt, Detective, and I will be evaluating any sudden additions over the course of this evening most suspiciously. Rule the fourth. In the event of fire or flood, I will be on hand to guide you to the nearest emergency exit. Assuming, that is, you are not too proud to follow my advice. In that eventuality, we will consider your stubbornly prideful suicide an admission of defeat. Rule the fifth. Do not ask for clues. Rule the sixth. Should I, in my exasperation, choose to provide you with a clue, hint, obliquely meaningful insult, or any other form of assistance, you will not ask for further elucidation, but instead thank me for my kind generosity, whilst adhering to the forms of address outlined in the very first rule. Rule the seventh. Bathroom breaks will be administered on a discretionary basis. Should we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in your arduous journey to self-realization and defeat, I expect you to hold it in. Rule the eighth. Any accidents resulting from my strict enforcement of the seventh rule are to be considered your fault entirely. Rule the ninth. You are required to recite back to me this full list of rules at any moment I request. Again, keeping in mind the naming conventions I outlined in the very first rule. Rule the 10th. I, the Riddler/Mr. Nigma Sir, reserve the right to add or announce further rules if and when they become necessary. Yes, I know what you're thinking, Detective. Mr. Nigma Sir knows how to meticulously structure a good time. In any case, Detective, I'm getting rather tired of the way your stupidity forces me to outline the basics like this. So here's that code you've been waiting for. Let's see how long it takes for you to figure out how to use it. Well done, Dark Knight. Isn't life more satisfying when you do as you're told? What? How did you solve tonight's very first riddle? Well done. Welcome to my racetrack, Detective. You must complete 3 circuits of this gauntlet, finishing each before the time limit expires. Come now, Detective. Let's put that grotesque ego-mobile to the test. Welcome back, Detective. I thought Catwoman's little predicament would inspire you to make another attempt. Turn around, you dark knucklehead. Detective, I imagine you're feeling quite confused. Allow me to explain what happened. You didn't win this one. Do you understand? Aha! An admission of defeat! Come back whenever you want to reacquaint yourself with my superiority. You're going backwards, Dark Knight. Is this a valiant attempt at a joke? The other way, Detective. How do you know when a bat is bested? When it turns tail and flies away. Be ready, Dark Knight. There's more to this test than just going vroom, vroom really fast. Come now, Detective. Time waits for no man. And I wait for no Batman. It seems you have lost. You know, Dark Knight, I never tire of seeing you fail. Dark Knight, don't waste my time. It's several times more precious than yours. Consider yourself defeated. This test measures intelligence under extreme conditions, Dark Knight, so next time, go faster. You appear to have lost. Can't think and drive at the same time, Dark Knight. Too slow. What was that, a practice run? Try it again at some semblance of speed. Come on, Detective. Back to the start of the course. Oh no, you've lost. What's wrong? Can't cope when I set a time limit? Feel that, Detective? It's called humiliation. Come back to the start of the course and I'll serve up some more. Would you like another attempt at that lap?
Tick-tock, detective, tick-tock. A quite stunning failure. Not fast enough, detective. Any idiot could do this if he had all day. If you're feeling vainglorious enough for another attempt, Dark Knight, you must trundle back to the start of the course. By all means, fail as much as you like. Faster, Batman, faster! Tortoise and hare-based allegorical narratives hold no truth here. Can that ramshackle motor handle this? Hurry up, detective. You stand marginally more of a chance of succeeding if you actually begin. I'm shocked, Dark Knight. Is that really as fast as it goes? Faster, Dark Knight, faster! Can those flickering, faltering synapses keep up with my automatically adjusting course? Don't get too confused. Now, right! Let's work that undeveloped brain of yours. Once more onto the track, Dark Knight. Once more! Now pay attention, detective. Go left. Careful, detective. I'd like the car to be working when I'm done with you. Oh, detective, what's that I hear? Is it time's winged chariot hurrying near? You're close, detective. Don't fumble now. Relax, Dark Knight. The ordeal is over. Such a pity the laws of physics prohibit me from testing my non-Euclidean designs. Now then, detective, hop on the pressure pad beside me. Listen carefully, Dark Knight. Your friend's life depends on it. Back in the orphanage, a series of glass cabinets have appeared in front of Catwoman. Isn't that right, my dear? Good. One of those cabinets, my dear, has your first key inside. The others, they contain less useful keys. Keys that will unlock the admittedly slight contents of your skull all over the orphanage walls. Your job, detective, is simple. Figure out which cabinet Catwoman must open. And don't get it wrong. Pick a key, Catwoman. It's not hard. It's just a matter of life and death. I do want to assure you, Catwoman, that death will be near instantaneous. You know, I actually prototyped designs for a small portable guillotine, but I went with the collar in the end. Remember, Catwoman, should you die, your short life will have found meaning in my victory. Do you feel lucky, Catwoman? You shouldn't, because it's a form of superstition. What's wrong, Catwoman? You're usually more eager to snatch things that don't belong to you from glass cabinets. I wish I could tell you the correct key, Catwoman, I do. But you'll just have to trust the man who thinks bats can drive cars. Which cabinet, kitty cat? You know what, Batman? That was a fun night. Well, they're not going to reopen the orphanage anytime soon. Wrong key, Catwoman! And I don't do second chances. Well, done to the pair of you! That's the first key collected. Don't expect to be sinking your claws into too many more. No, kitty cat. Walk through there and there'll be a whole new set of paintings all over the orphanage walls. Did you really believe that a challenge designed by me, the Riddler, would be quite so easy? Oh, Dark Knight, you sweet, naive sentinel, of course it wouldn't. But now I have several hundred terabytes of performance data relating to the latest model of rocket-powered hearse you're driving. With that in mind, I have prepared for you something a little less knuckle-whitening and rather more brow-furrowing in Chinatown. Hurry on over, detective, or it won't be curiosity that kills the cat. Batman, it has not escaped my notice that you have failed to arrive at my challenge in Chinatown. Hurry along, detective. I like to avoid winning by default whenever possible. Stuck, Batman? Already? I cannot quite believe this, but I actually feel disappointed. Oh no, Batman. It seems you're far too attached to that fancy tank of yours to solve this one. You know, Dark Knight, on balance, I don't think you're going to figure this out. You're upside down? Oh, Dark Knight, I presumed a base level of competency when designing these trials.
This isn't just a test of intelligence, Dark Knight. It's a test of skill. Mind the gap, Detective. The wheels on the Batmobile go round and round, Dark Knight, and they do it while touching the ground. Upside down, Dark Knight? Really? Leaving, Batman? I am nothing if not generous. You may return here to fail as often as you wish before the night is done. Ah, Detective, you have returned. None the wiser, I expect, than when you previously turned tail and fled. Still, I do hope your little break has allowed you to recover your strength for further failures. Why, hello again, Dark Knight. Back for more? I have hoped you choked to death on your previous slice of humble pie. But don't you worry. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet tonight. Oh, Detective, this really is quite pathetic. I have beaten you. You ran away. Why submit yourself to further humiliations? Will you die? Or will you survive? Why, you're Schrodinger's Catwoman. If you'll permit the observation. Decapitation was once considered an honorable death. By swords, admittedly, not ingeniously engineered explosives. This is quite the head-scratcher, isn't it? Oops, sorry. Probably shouldn't be talking about your head. Catwoman, this evening is not about you. Wait for Batman. Sorry, Catwoman, but you must wait for the arrival of my sworn nemesis before I can let you in there. Did you think the door was for you, Catwoman? You flatter yourself. Only in Batman's presence shall it open. I see what you're trying to do. You're testing my patience, aren't you? Trying to drive me insane as I watch you struggle with that riddle. Well, ha, Batman, ha! I've made it easy. Now all you have to do is stand in the right place and scan. Close, but it's not quite on the dot. Almost there, Batman, but you haven't quite made my mark. Heavens above! Will you ever figure it out? No, Dark Knight, you're way off the mark. Your mockery is pointless, Cat. I don't have any friends at all. You simply won't solve this one unless you can see things from each other's point of view. You'll never get out of here if you don't learn to communicate. 2 questions and 2 answers, children. But which goes where? Prototypes, Dark Knight. These are merely prototypes. So try to mitigate that primal feeling of triumph upon defeating one. My programming animates these beautiful creations, Dark Knight. My engineering gave them shape. Not one of your absurd fat contraptions is so brilliant. Every robot you defeat merely provides more data for me to analyze, Dark Knight. There a reason why you have yet to arrive at Elliott Memorial? Fear of failure, perhaps? Desire to avoid that nasty, achy feeling in your brain when you actually have to use it? And thus, your failure begins anew. So, you have returned to prostrate yourself upon my altar of inadequacy. Very well, meek pilgrim. Really? Again? I knew you were a sadist, Batman, but the masochistic streak surprises me. Oh, welcome back, Dark Knight. I was just thinking that I'd enjoy seeing you fail dismally yet again. Really? You want to try it again? Okay. But it's not as if you don't know what's coming. Very well. If you insist on being a glutton for punishment, then I shall be your saucier. Our specials today in 3, 2, 1, go! Ready, set, go! No, Dark Knight, you are not losing what little grip you had on reality. You've merely entered a brave new world of my design. Oh, you incompetent boy racer. Oh, dear. That would have injured someone whose skull wasn't so thick. Careful, Dark Knight. That car has some value, even if you don't.
Oh dear, you seem to have failed. Is the vehicle to blame or the driver? Come on, detective. Back to the start of the course. The other way, detective. No, Batman, you can't drive through solid objects. It's really basic physics. Try again, Dark Knight. Because the timer won't start until you situate yourself at the start of the track. Do you even know what a racing line is? No, detective. Turn around. Come on, detective. It's a linear course. Wrong way, Dark Knight. Don't tell me I need to hover in front of you waving a flag to get you to turn around. An expertly executed failure. Come now, detective. A trained monkey could complete this course. Completely. Assuming I had trained him, naturally. Dark Knight. Your penance for failure will be journeying back to the start of the course. Not good enough. Too slow, detective. I control these. That ceiling applies 300 dead bats of pressure, detective. I invented the measurement myself. Is this exciting, Batman? An invigorating and tantalizing thrill? Well, it's supposed to be a serious test of skill. I built this course in a sewer, detective. You needed the home team advantage. A quite stunning failure. Would you like to try again, detective? You'll fail once more. And to think, City Hall had let this space go wasted. Faster, Dark Knight. You must heed along like the electrical signals in my supercharged brain. Onward, Batman. Or does the Dark Knight require a pit stop? Very good, Dark Knight. Again. Careful now, Batman. You didn't go to all the trouble of painting that thing just the right shade of black in order to scuff it. Is it a car? Is it a tank? Who cares? Soon it'll be scrapped. That's it. I'm cranking it up. 500 dead bats of pressure. You know, I think the wheels on that thing might actually be as thick as your skull. What a fitting end for you, detective. A stain on my floor. You'll be crushed, flattened, pulverized. Any second now. I can see it, detective. You're miscalculating corners, swerving through straights. Ah, the sweet taste of someone else's failure. Faster next time, detective, or you will fail again. Oh, Dark Knight, that looked like it hurt. Did it? Feeling claustrophobic, detective? Get ready for the final lap. What's the matter? Don't trust the world's greatest detective to get it right? I used to dream of Batman's death, I admit. But I will happily settle for him causing yours. Oh dear, Dark Knight. What a pity you couldn't bring the Batwing to this one. Hurry along, Dark Knight. This isn't rocket science. Stumped, Dark Knight? I can see your brain flying through the possibilities. Come now, Dark Knight. Don't force me to eject you from the chamber. Very good, Dark Knight. Since you insist on dressing like a flying rat, I thought I'd put those abilities to the test. Bat, the only mammal capable of flight. Since all you do is glide, you're actually a variety of squirrel. Contrary to popular belief, very few bats survive on blood. Most species subsist on insects, whereas you prefer to live off undeserved praise. Ah, Dark Knight, back for another attempt? Good. I'm sure that punching idiots and blowing up tanks will have really aided your lateral thinking. It must feel wonderful, detective, floating majestically over a city filled with your minute inferiors, much like being me. Creatures known to prey on bats include hawks, owls, some spiders, falcons, and, oh yes, of course, me. How does that cape work? Shape memory fibers? Some sort of collapsible harness? An arrogant insistence that the laws of gravity do not apply to you? You remind me of another plucky young man who likes strapping on a pair of makeshift wings. What was his name? Oh yes, that's right. Icarus. It's a classical reference, you uncultured brute. Now, there's no shame in being stuck. The shame lies in thinking you could beat me in the first place.
Admit it, Batman. I am unbeatable. What's it like to be unable to figure out an intellectual challenge, Batman? Truly, flummoxed, Batman, at a loss, completely stumped. That's how I feel when I contemplate how long it's taken to beat you. I thoughtfully located my next challenge, my Divinity Churchyard, Detective, so that you can desperately pray for help in overcoming it. The unexamined life is not worth living, Detective, and I've been wondering why I let you aggravate me so. You're a cheat and a liar. A dressed-up strongman playing with expensive toys. World's greatest detective, ha! And everyone from Gotham to Star City believes it. I cannot abide a fraud, Detective. A dilettante masquerading amongst his intellectual betters, stealing every last scrap of appreciation, dignity, and respect. Don't leave me hanging, Detective. The answer is right above your nose. Well done, Detective. I think you're getting the hang of it. Careful, Detective, or those blades will open up the car like a tin can. You being the expired hunk of stale meat inside. No, Detective, you must avoid the rotating spiky blades of death. Detective, do you have a death wish? Is it merely incompetence in carrying out said inclination that has kept you alive so long? You know, the line between perfectly designed riddle and unfair death trap really comes down to user error. Oh, this is too tense to watch. Thank goodness I'm recording it for posterity. Curiosity didn't kill the cat, Batman. You did. Ready to die, my dear? I have always been the smartest man in the room, Detective, forced to endure the suspicions and mockery of those whose meager mental faculties prohibited them from appreciating that fact. And then you appear in Gotham, dressing up your cognitive capabilities marginally superior as they are to that of the average hoodlum, in the guise of a crusading hero. And oh, how the people swooned. To the orphanage, hero! It's time to rejoin Catwoman for another trial. Stuck, you two? When the answer strikes you, it'll be like a cartoon light bulb flashing above your head. Oh, what a shock! For you, I mean, Detective. I was expecting it. Oh, come now, Detective. I really couldn't be shining more of a light upon the problem. Don't be afraid, Dark Knight. Just step into the light. Run-a-la Ferry Terminal. My finest trial waits for you there. Afraid? I don't blame you. But given Catwoman's life is in my hands, I must insist you attend. Dark Knight, it's well past time for you to fail my remaining course. Stupidity is no excuse for tardiness, Detective. You might be an idiot, but you could at least try and be a punctual one. Run-a-la Ferry Terminal, Batman. I cannot wait for you to see what I have built there. Your average idiot couldn't even comprehend my work. But you're a slightly above average idiot. My, you're actually going to attempt it. Very well. But this is my finest work, Detective. My masterpiece, my Enigma Resistance. Let us take that inexplicably life-sized children's toy for its final drive. You must forgive me, Batman, but I am suddenly overcome with deja vu. Didn't you fail this test already? Too slow, Detective. But I don't want you to fail. I want you to die trying. This is it, Dark Knight. Your Tudoberg, your Bay of Pigs, your ultimate defeat. That's it, Detective. Drive faster, drive headlong into defeat. To clarify, Detective, this bit is not the surprise. When you failed that last lap, I could see the headlines, Detective. Riddler triumphant. Batman disgraced. Gotham awed. Detective, you already failed. This is simply too hard for you. It's too ingenious. That wall, the loop, the trap. It's noble of you to try the course again, Batman, but really, I don't want to end up pitying you. What? Impossible! That cannot be! You should have fallen to your death. I calculated the curvature precisely. I've got the equations right here.
Too slow, Detective, too slow. For a second there, I was almost concerned. Behold your doom! I don't understand. How are you still alive? Oh, of course. You got lucky, didn't you? It was luck. Luck! The kindly lifeguard of the idiot. I can hardly factor luck into my equations now, can I? I'm not a homeopath. You've been waltzing with Lady Luck your whole life, Detective. But now the music stops. Farewell, Dark Knight. No! No, 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 no! This isn't right. This isn't possible. This isn't happening! I am the Riddler, and you shall not defeat me! I knew it. I knew you'd fail. To think you had me worried. How embarrassing. Don't tell anyone. Since you cannot even be counted on to kill yourself, I will do it for you. I'm controlling the mechanisms now. You'll make a mistake. Of course you will. I know you will. You appear to have been utterly crushed by my superiority. Try again, Detective. I have all night. And to think, I was actually concerned you may succeed. I forgot who I was dealing with for a minute there. Don't be ashamed to have failed, Detective. This isn't a racetrack. It's an immaculately constructed work of art. It is perfection. Make your peace, Dark Knight. This really is it. It has to be. God, I mean, I knew you'd fail. Never doubted it for a moment. Such a pity I couldn't show you the Riddler mobile. It's bigger, faster, several times more aesthetically pleasing than your vehicle. It's in the shop. Ha! You failed! Your idiocy never ceases to... Well, actually, no. I have come to expect it. Stop not dying! Which key, Catwoman? Oh, it's nail-bitingly, head-explodingly tense. Come now, Batman. Can't figure out which key she should pick? Pick a key, Catwoman. It's not hard. It's just a matter of life and death. Life and death. Checkmate, Batman. I seem to have decapitated your queen. Oh, the collar performed above specifications. Wonderful. Finally, Batman, I'm not the only one to suffer as a result of your incompetence. Do you have a photographic memory, Detective? Because I do. I can summon your sneering features at will. That is when they don't burst unbidden into my brain. I have perfect recall, too. I can remember every time you've hurt me. Sometimes I wake up, Dark Knight, to the feel of your hands around my neck, your carbon fiber-coated fists smashing into my solar plexus. How dare you brutalize me? Me! Your intellectual superior. You're better. Me! Edward Nygma, the Riddler! And the world's greatest everything. You're a thug, Detective. A bullying emblem of the arrogant notion that might makes right. Come back to the orphanage, where I will end you and the unjust things you stand for. Batman, my final test awaits you. Find that gimmicky little gadget you assembled back in Arkham City and bring it to the orphanage. Quickly! Not yet, Batman. You're lacking something. And I don't just mean basic intelligence. No, Batman. For once you are physically under-equipped as well as mentally. You had a gadget in Arkham City. Where is it? I charge you with bringing it. Oh, Batman, you disappoint me. In Arkham City, you create an electric charge device, which I admit took some scrap of ingenuity. And then you failed to bring it tonight. No. Eager as I am to see your ultimate failure, you are currently ill-equipped for the challenge. And that would take the satisfaction out of victory. Riddle me this. How can you play my game when you've already been barred? Perhaps you're looking at this conundrum the wrong way. You can't go through it, children. And no, you cannot tunnel under it either. You will not win this! Prepare for disintegration! You cheater! You fraud!
You chancing, fumbling amateur! Look what you have reduced me to, Batman! If you cannot simply bow down to your obvious superior, then I will stoop to your pathetic pugilistic level and make you! I designed this suit to perfectly defend myself against your violent excesses. So please understand, Dark Knight, this is an intellectual victory above all. Thank you, Batman, for teaching me the effectiveness of violence tonight. Die, Father! I mean, Batman! I'll subtract you from this equation. Now color me triumphant. Ready to be vaporized? This is the end! My apotheosis! You shall be ashes! Burn, Batman! You think me outwitted? Prepare to be outbeaten! Which color do you prefer? Every blow! Sweet vengeance! This is embarrassing, you two, really! Can't think and hit at the same time. Break this arm! My serious! Moron! In hand! Who's strong now?
You cannot fight me, Batman. You are not worthy. Riddle me this. What kind of fool tries to face me before he has earned the privilege? The early bat does not catch the worm, detective. Bat does not. No, Dark Knight. You haven't earned the right to face me. Let's see, has Batman solved all of my riddles? No, he has not. Is he going to fight me? No, he is not.
Batman, I have contributed to the ongoing redevelopment of Founders Island by filling it with riddles. When you die trying to solve them, I will generously allow the city to transform my creations into public exhibits. Dear Gotham, this is a public service announcement. I just wish to inform you that Batman has not solved my riddles because he is deeply stupid. Thank you. You may now all go about your tedious lives. Remember, Batman, some of my riddles are death traps. Elegant, beautiful, ingeniously designed death traps. And you'd better solve them before some poor innocent soul attempts to save. What's that, Batman? You can't solve my riddles? Well, why is that, world's greatest detective? What? You're a fraud? Oh, no, don't break down in tears. Sorry, what was that? I, the Riddler, am better than you? Oh, yes, you crybaby crusader. Yes, I am. There's still riddles on Founders Island, Dark Knight. What are you, stupid? Oh, yes, you are. I must say, Batman, that I was disappointed by the caliber of scientific research in Simon Stagg's airship. So, I filled them with riddles instead. 375-1945 and 4. Oh, is this thing on? I was just mentally calculating pi to 10 trillion digits. 10 the sort of intellectual challenge I like to conquer while you are out there in the city failing to solve my riddles. So many riddles unsolved, detective. Doesn't it drive you mad? Doesn't the messy, untidy lack of completion gnaw at your soul? No. Congratulations, Batman. You solved all my riddles and defeated me. Oh dear, my mistake. You haven't defeated me at all. In fact, you're doing very poorly. You know, Batman, as I contemplate how long it's taken you to solve these riddles, I wonder if I should become my own nemesis. Why not? I already play myself at chess and cook myself nutritionally perfect meals before conducting thrilling discussions with myself online using multiple usernames. It's the next logical step. Don't mistake my hiding beneath the orphanage floor for cowardice, Batman. I merely don't fight people who haven't proved themselves worthy. Keep solving those riddles, detective. I won't allow myself the pleasure of crushing you beneath my giant little foot until you do. Did you like my mechanized exoskeleton, Batman? Solve my riddles and I'll let you see it again. Yes, you'll get a very close look indeed. There are riddles to be solved on Viagati Island, Batman. which is named for the tribe who lived in Gotham in pre-colonial times. They worshipped bats, you know.
Worship.
Idiots. Has anyone seen Batman? He and I are due to battle to the death once he finishes solving my riddles, but, well, I haven't seen him yet. Oh well, I'm sure it's stupidity rather than cowardice holding him back. 3751945 and 4. Oh, is this thing on? I was just mentally calculating pi to 10 trillion digits. 10 trillion digits. That's just the sort of intellectual challenge I like to conquer while you are out there in the city failing to solve my riddles.
Bored, Detective? Craving a grimly satisfying reminder of your own stupidity? Then test your mind against the brand new riddles in Stag's airships, the malicious hideout, and the abandoned film studios. Stag's airships, the malicious hideout, and the abandoned film studios. Every riddle has been placed. My master plan is in effect. Forget all those other pretenders. Remember who your real nemesis is. No! How is that possible? They're not supposed to obey orders from anyone with a sub-150 IQ. Oh, Batman, you've barely begun to solve my conundrums. In fact, Gotham remains riddled with them. I've been waiting for years to use that one. No, they should obey me, not you. I am their creator and their god. I literally programmed a basic religion into those malfunctioning blasphemers.
Batman, you're probably wondering how I got my microbombs into those rioters' skulls. Why, I told them they had brain cancer, of course. They paid through the nose for the surgery, and the bomb went in the same way.
Well done, Detective. You've solved 15% of my riddles. Of course, anything less than 100% is a failing grade.
Look, Batman, just admit that you have absolutely no interest in saving those rioters with bombs for brains, and I will press the detonation switch right now. Fine, have it your way. The offer stands.
Batman, you have solved over 20% of my riddles. Congratulations! Unfortunately, you've now reached what I call the stupidity threshold. In layman's terms, my little layman, they were the easy ones. How are you doing this? Those robots are unhackable. I made sure of it.
Now, Batman, when you solve the remaining riddles in Stag's airships, you must promise not to tear off that suit and join your monkey brethren as they fling feces against the walls, okay? I'm doing you a favor, Batman. Just let these hoodlums die.
Well, a quarter of my riddles solved, but at what cost? This is a war of attrition, Detective. I'm burning through your brain cells like so much cheap kindling, and I'm warming my hands on the blaze.
So many riddles unsolved, Detective. Doesn't it drive you mad? Doesn't the messy, untidy lack of completion gnaw at your soul? No.
This is absurd. An outrage. How would you like it if I started ordering Robin around? Batman? So, even the robots betray me. Oh, they will suffer, Detective. I'm coding the virus right now.
Congratulations. You found one of the easy ones. There are still puzzles to solve at the film studios, Detective. Fittingly, each one is both a mystery and a thriller. Another riddle solved, Detective. No. You may keep the trophy. I made it for you. One remaining rioter rigged to blow. But he's the worst of the bunch, Detective. Evil incarnate. An IQ so low, even you could outwit him. Are you really going to save this worthless sack of semi-sentience just to prove me wrong? A fluke, Detective. A very palpable fluke.
I don't know how you're doing this, but not one of those treacherous tin men will be receiving the heart I promised them. Congratulations, Detective. 100 riddles solved. Fittingly, it took you a century, too.
You did it? Well, I suppose in a theoretically infinite universe, anything's possible.
No, stop that! Obey me, my pretties, not him. Obey. Greetings, idiot.
I just wanted to remind you that you've solved a mere... What? 50%? That can't be right. Idiot? I mean, yes. I just wanted to remind you that you've solved a mere over half of my riddles. Good day to you, sir. Cheater! Swindler! Charlatan! The riddle wasn't ready. Put it back! Now!
Congratulations, Dark Knight. Now, I know it's exhausting, but think of your brain as a muscle and these riddles as, I don't know, push-ups, crunches, curls, whatever it is your kind does when confronted with a gym mat.
I'm not going to congratulate you, Batman. You stole a trophy from an unfinished riddle. I reward intelligence, not initiative.
This one's particularly ingenious, Detective. You'll be stuck for... What? Already?
You're only hurting yourself, Detective. Had I been allowed to finish that riddle, it would have been twice as intellectually enriching.
No! I had 4 times as much brow furrowing allocated to that riddle.
You solved it?
But this is merely check, Detective. Soon I will be mating you. Wait, I meant chess. Chess, you base, gutter-minded savage!
75 riddles remain. And when you solve them all, we will do battle, Detective. Glorious battle! With one minor caveat. You won't solve them all.
Well done, Detective! When I tested that riddle on one of my childhood bullies, he simply could not solve it. Not even on pain of death.
50 riddles to solve. A fine place to give up. I won't think less of you for waving the white flag of surrender, Detective. In fact, I can't think less of you.
No! How did you... The dolts I hired must have failed to construct the riddle according to instructions.
Well. 25 riddles remain. By now your brain cells lay dying, strewn over your cerebral lining like Allied soldiers across the beaches of Normandy. Rally the troops, Detective. Our final battle draws near. You seem to have failed, Detective. An utter failure. I'm not surprised. You failed, Batman. Get used to it. A failure for a failure. Perfect. You failed.
Solve the puzzles in Scarecrow's hideout, Batman. Unlike that rogue psychologist, my riddles are truly villainous.
My, only 10 riddles remaining. You must be getting rather nervous at the thought of confronting me, right? You do realize, Detective, that we are going to fight, don't you? To the death. I, of course, am not afraid. But I want you to consider solving the remaining 9 riddles very carefully. For your own sake. 8 left. 8 left? I don't know exactly how you're cheating, Detective, but I know you are. I'm beginning to think you don't deserve the privilege of battling me. Perhaps I will withhold the honor. On principle. Very well. When we fight, I will not go easy on you, but unleash the full force of my fury. Your chances of doom increase exponentially with each of the 7 remaining riddles you solve. And when I use exponentially, Detective, I use it correctly. 6 riddles left. This is patently absurd. You should have literally died from the mental exhaustion hours ago. So, 5 riddles left. No doubt you left them because they were too hard. You probably thought you lacked the relevant gadget. But too bad, Detective. You're just too dumb. 4 to go. I am oiling my mechanisms in anticipation of our confrontation, Detective, but I expect you'll disappoint me. 3 left? My, you're rather keen on fighting me, aren't you? Well, good. I'm looking forward to it, too. 2 left? 2 riddles remaining? It's impossible. It's like I've been transported to some alternate reality where you are the genius and I am the idiot with an overinflated sense of his own abilities. 1 riddle remaining. I don't understand. What I do know, Detective, is that you can't even fail correctly. That's how incompetent you are.
So, you solved them all. Well. What a smart little detective you turned out to be.
My one mistake has always been very slightly overestimating just how stupid you are. Come back to the orphanage, detective, and I'll deconstruct you like a flimsy philosophical position.
It's time, Batman. Time for us to correct the evolutionary aberration that is the all-too-frequent triumph of brawn over brains.
Well, Dark Knight, it seems you have earned the right to die at my mechanical hand. But let it be clear, we do not meet as equals. In fact, you literally have not a hope of victory. Oh, I wish I could say that I have found this one-sided rivalry of ours intellectually stimulating, but in truth, I grew bored of you long ago. Killing you here will finally liberate me to engage in more edifying pursuits. Goodbye, detective. You will be neither missed nor remembered.
Riddle me this. What's mechanical, homicidal, and red all over? Let's mix things up. Fail, detective. I diddle answered this riddle. You solved all my riddles? How? Burn, Batman! How did you do it? How did you solve them all? You are bested. You are conquered. And you are mine. Time for a change. Too hard for you. This color suits you better. You think you're smarter than me? You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have got this far. I will beat you. You cheated. I will forcibly extract a confession. No. Try again. So many riddles. There's no way you solved them all. Time for a change. Riddle me this. Thank you, Batman, for teaching me the effectiveness of violence tonight. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have got this far. Float like a butterfly. Sting like a lesser giant hunting ant. Can you keep up? Your anti-intellectual oppression ends here. Who's strong now? Moron!
Detective, I am literally watching you this very moment. That will not work.
This is embarrassing, you two, really. Hit it again. Go on. Might let you have half a brain. Nope. Try again. How I love to see you fail. Think and hit at the same time. A hydraulic haymaker. Now color me triumphant. Keeping up. Fear my metal muscles. I'll smash you into elementary particle paste. You cannot defeat me. You think you're smarter than me? Arise, my pretties. I will beat you. Solve this one. I cannot be beaten. Get up, you damn machines. No, my plan! This is the end. My victory. My just reward. I am the best. I am the Riddler. Arise, my pretties. It was perfect! My perfect victory! No! You will die before I am defeated! You think you can defeat my creations? Do you even understand the numerous chemical processes that occur during combustion?
That's the beauty of fire. No riddles. It's so easy to understand.
You may be an expert in the art of killing things, Wilson, but you'll find I'm an expert at everything else.
Only puzzle I ever had to solve was reinflating my own lung while under fire in the Hindu Kush Valley.
Your riddles are a cruel waste of time. Just like Gotham's courts.
How nice to see you, Dent. Still relying on that coin to make decisions rather than faultless logic and cognitive prowess?
It is no one but the Lord who moves in mysterious ways.
Oh, please don't proselytize to me. I have no need for the superstitious nonsense you peddle. Ah, Cobblepot, you vicious, inelegant, tacky bully. How is that Napoleon complex of yours,
Tell me, Nigma, if you're such a smart-ass, what you doing in here?
Your intellect is no match for the mind of the Lord. You are nothing but a worm burning in the sun.
Your faith in mindless superstition is as misplaced as your desire to emulate Gotham's overrated Defender. You outdated 11th century anachronism. Locked in here, surrounded by inferior minds. I can almost feel them sucking the intelligence out of me. You must be so pleased with yourself. I expect that cowl-clad cranium is fit to burst. Don't worry, Batman. I will come back from this. You see, I'm blessed with the capacity for self-improvement. Sadly, something you lack. It would be nice if your intellect could move beyond its bestial beginnings, but alas, taking the bat out of the cave is far easier than taking the cave out of the bat. You, come here. No, stop struggling. You'll have to go through her to get to me. There still must be some things you won't do. Now put down the gun and back off! I mean it! Stay back! Stop! Why won't you die? Damn you! Back or she dies! Drop the gun and back off! You won't hurt me! I can't believe you. You may have everyone in here fooled with your little Bruce Wayne charade. But not me, Batman. You'll never fool me. Computer! It is I, your master. Thank you, computer. But this is a matter most exigent. It means urgent. Understand? Now, yes, you're welcome. Now, the Gotham Police Department currently has me immured. It means imprisoned, you idiotic machine. Confined, incarcerated, banged up. I don't know which is more corrupt, the prison industrial complex or your vocabulary files. You're welcome. Now, computer, I believe this would be a felicitous and a pertinent time to run the jailbreak protocol. Go! Computer, run vocabulary diagnostics. Shut up, computer. Stay on the line. I will manually execute the jailbreak protocol by using the keys on this phone to write lines of code. Execute. No, that's not it. Oh, come on! Here we go. Why is this doing this? Come on. Catwoman. Ha! No prison can hold me. Hang on a second. Why, yes, Officer Cash, I'm just talking to my lawyer. Get out! No! I don't approve of that defense strategy, good sir. Riddler, attack! You're not getting your grubby, teething claws on one cent of my money. You got me last night, but that man's not around anymore. Soon you will be dead, and I will be free. When my robots defeat you, make sure to crawl out of my lovely factory and die on the street. How hard can it be to kill one thief? You taking vengeance on me? Kill her! Computer, you better be recording this for posterity. This is your home, Riddler bots. Defend it. Ready to die? You think you could just steal from me by charging such a high hourly rate, Mr. Lawyer? Evening, officer. Yes, Riddler bot. Right on. Hurry up and die, cat. I'd like to avoid more prison food. My creations will tear you apart. In court. You'll regret this. Kill her, my pretties, then free me. Oh, Catwoman, I'm going to defeat you from within prison. Isn't that humiliating? Pursuing a vendetta against me? How ambitious. I was going to track you down after I broke out of here. Thank you for saving me the trouble. Face it, Cat, you're no Batman. And he's overrated, too. Well. Look what the cat trick. No, wait, that doesn't work. Ignore me. Let me try out some of my newly acquired personal blood. Shank her good, robots. She's a cat, not an assassin. Kill her!
Oh, Catwoman, remember this trick?
I'll cut you to ribbons! Just die! Please! Catwoman! I can't see. Are you dead? I mean, why? That's an outrageous sale price! When I get out of here, my vengeance will combine the fury of Achilles with the patience of Prospero! You'll be looking over your shoulder so hard, that empty head of yours will unscrew and fall right off! Sorry, Officer Cash. My, but your hook was particularly shiny today! Riddler bots! I deny all knowledge of Riddler bots, my legally versed friend. Hello again, Officer Cash. My, you're on a remarkably efficient patrol route this evening. And encrypted, so good luck. No! No! I won't accept a plea bargain! Stop! Please, please. Do you want me to beg? I can beg. Mercy. Mercy. Please! Unhand and unhook me, you authoritarian attack dog! Oh, a taser? You think a taser frightens me? I am the Riddler, and you will not... Looks like my ride's here. You guys just keep doing that. Ooh, but riddle me this. Which one of you will get tired and give up first? You don't say, Harley. Now, why would they do that? Sadly, I think you lost it a long time ago, Harley. An evil Justice League. I'll believe that when I see it. Riddle me this. When as a jet stream like a daffodil. I deal with puzzles, not powers. Someone else can deal with this. Calling for help won't save you this time, Commissioner. Once we get past you, riddle me this. What loser put this here, and why can't I use it? Ha! This will be no challenge for the Prince of Puzzlers. Oh, please. Don't people ever get tired of making things too easy for me? My. That fear toxin certainly has its uses. I'm almost impressed. Riddle me this. What kind of police station has such an elaborately designed over-the-top security system? Whatever's inside this vault, it better be worth it. Oh no? Riddle me this. What has 10 lives and 3 faces? Here you go, Chuckles. Just making you a little nest before I go, bird boy. Hope you like it. He broke all my henchmen. Harley Quinn said she saw something strange back when Luthor broke out of Strikers. Well, Harley Quinn saw them wipe out the whole of the Justice League. So many new riddles to try out today. Where to begin? Some people have such inconsiderate timing. Can't you see I'm busy being brilliant?